Okay, day one of trip north. So first off, I stopped off for a hot chocolate. Yes, I'm filthy. I don't wear clean clothes from going to the river. I'm just after leaving Monaghan. I'm heading towards the north. So it's now 10:15 and I should be at the river in the next hour. If this place I've picked out in the pin has the gold I think it's going to have, I'm not showing this side of those rivers. Not a chance. Next time you see me, I'll be at the river. Yeah, so only in Northern Ireland can this actually occur. Sat-nav sent me all over the world. So I get to the end of the trail. At the end of the trail, there's a van stopped. And I figured, okay, maybe he's just checking sat-nav. I'll just be polite and wait a few minutes. Come on, Hopsy. How you getting on? I'm like, hi. Yeah, I was just heading down to the forest, go for a walk. Intend not tell them I'm looking for gold. The man goes, oh yeah, the road's closed at the minute. We're just testing our new rally car. What? You've closed the road to test out your rally car? Cool. So now I have to go back. On this little detour that I took, I saw a river with some parking. So, seeing as how I'm not going to be able to get to the pin that I want. Don't know if you can hear that in the back. It was a little rocket flying by. So look, sometimes life throws you curveballs, or in this case, a rally car. Okay, no bother. I'm going to go to whatever river I can stuff my weddies into. But again, as I say, only in Northern Ireland. How you doing? We closed the road because we're testing our rally car. Right, I think there's a conspiracy out to stop me from getting to the river. There's a van behind me in a hurry, so I'm going to pull in out of the way. He's in a bit of a hurry. No bother, I'm out of the way. 100 yards up the road, he pulls in because he's letting out some sheep into a field, and now he's blocking all the road. And by the way, I brought me tiny shovel, just in case anyone wants to give out about me destroying the environment. Little made by Roughneck that sits in the bag. That's what I brought today. I'm just going to go to whatever river I can physically get me weddies into. Okay, test location 1. 3 test pans in total, all in a straight line at different points in the river. So I got black sand, mountains of it, tons of pyrite, loads of black sand, but not a speckle of gold in all 3 test pans. Right, so now the plan is I'm going to try and find access to where I'm going, but I can still hear the rally car going. I may end up having to just sit there and wait till he's gone. Then I come up with some other reason why I can't get to the spot I want to get to, but I'm getting there one way or another. If I have to sneak it at night time, I'm getting to the river. Okay, made it to the river. I got up at 6 o'clock this morning. It's just gone 1 o'clock. It's been 7 hours since I got out of bed, and I'm only now getting to the river. Oh, by the way, that rally one, wait, here it is. You can follow him, and then he'll pull in, wait for you to pass by, and then he can go back again. So it became a race. So I was trying to keep up with a rally driver. That didn't work out too well. Anyway, we're down the river. Straight away, I can see some nice stuff that I like. Look at this. I wonder, that looks like hard pack. Oh, it's clay. Look at that. You can tell as I dig into it. My foot. That's clay material. That's going to act as a false bedrock. I'm definitely circuit tubing around here. What I have today with me in kit wise is got this little baby rake. I wanted to bring small stealthy stuff, so everything remains in the boot, so you won't see this. And by the way, this video won't be released until about 3 years from now. That's the way I'm running things at the moment. I'm about 3 years ahead of myself. So equipment wise, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch stand, the 2 buckets for the Gold Magic 4000, some chocolate to keep the energy levels up, 2 basins, a 25mm and a 19mm. But first thing I need to do before I do any of that, find some gold. Right, I've just got here. What is the first place I'm going to test? Look at this. There's a V there, like what you would want in a sluice box. This choke point here. If you look at the river further up, really deep. Lovely waterfall. So I'm going to crack on with testing. I'll do some testing here, definitely. Here, definitely. I'll use a little rake, scrape some rocks back. They look like they're embedded. So I'll do some sampling, find some gold, and then I'll come back to you when I have the gold found and they have the Gold Magic 4000 set up. And I only have, I don't even want to think about it. Okay, 5 hours a day. Right, I'm going. Bye. Okay, so I came upstream about, I don't know, 100 feet. Came around the corner and saw this. So I said, yes, I'm packing up all my kit. And look, there's a bucket here. Actual bucket. Now it could be filled with all kinds of nasty stuff, so I'm not going near it. But that almost looks like bedrock. I can work that. I mean, if this bedrock, happy days. I'm definitely working that one. Working upstream. Fortunately, a giant tree has fallen over, so I don't have my chainsaw with me. And even if I did, my chainsaw wouldn't get through that. And then we come around. I have this lovely gravel bar. There's all my kit. I find if you're moving sites, best to just pack up everything as if you're leaving for the day. And then move it, rather than I'll grab 1 thing, 7 things. Just easier that way. I'm gonna sample that spot over there in the plunge pool and see how we go. Okay, so my suspicion of bedrock was close. It's not bedrock, it's actually hard pack. See all these little patterns and ridges? This is formed when clay hits caliche, gets really hard, and then eventually it's super hard. One thing for safety, which we never look at, we always look at, hey, look, the wash pan set up. And the gold gets caught there, it gets caught there, it gets caught there. One thing I took a step back and didn't look at. There's a fallen over tree, hanging precariously, weighing several tons. I knew it was there, I just didn't care, I wanted the gold. Probably a case of the gold washes down the hill and straight into here. But given how close that is, and I'm the only person for miles, and I have no mobile phone signal, I don't have a sat phone with me. So what I'm going to do is move these buckets out of the way, clean them out. Right, I'm going to do a clean out. You can see the tailings there. Someone will come along and think, who was using a high banker? No, that was just me with a sucker tube. Right, I'm going to do a clean out of this, and I'll come back to you in a few minutes when we have the clean out done. We have a grand total of 1 speck of gold. Good morning and welcome to a lovely day in my car. Today I'm taking another trip up north, only this time I'm armed with a lot more information. So this time round, what I've gone and done is I've studied plenty of maps. I've actually found a fault line that runs directly across the river. Then I read geological reports, then drill reports and everything. Myself and my prospecting buddies spent the last 2 or 3 weeks working through all of these different things, trying to figure everything out. It's now pretty much gone 7:30. I'm picking him up and we're heading up north for the day. I'm not sure how accurate the maps are going to be, but look, at the end of the day we get out and we've got loads of data, so that's the key. Right, I'm going to head on, conserve a bit of memory for later on. So I got to our first spot. My prospecting buddy done 4 test pans, I done 2 test pans downstream, and we found nothing. Plenty of black sand, lots of pyrite, nothing. Then some local walkers recommended, why don't you head upstream? There's a waterfall. Yeah, that's great and all, but there's nothing we can do with that. Oh wait, let's head upstream and have a look at some of these rocks might be able to work. No. I'm looking at this, I still can't see anywhere other than maybe around there, but it's too slippy to get out there. So I'm gonna have to try and hike up the hill and get past these boulders somewhere around here. See if I can find something, but man, this is some place. Right, so it's just gone after 9 o'clock and I'm finally home. We had all the right coordinates, all the right details, geological reports, everything said there should be gold there. But one of the people we spoke to on the walk, and they said that last year there was a massive flood there. And what that led to was that a lot of gravel washed downstream. And we were thinking, yay, it's pushed all the overburden away, but it's done the opposite. So it all adds up. I probably spent about €70 today. So, you know, before we go out to the next spot, we're really going to have to check our maps and check all our geological data, everything perfectly bang on. And then cross-reference that with places where we know we found gold before. Okay, so out for a walk today by a forest and I found this beautiful river. I thought, look at this. But then when you look upstream, what can you see there? Who's going to be first to point it out? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at the shape of them, all jagged. Because they were placed here by either forestry or the council or fisheries or some agency for flood defence. Look at the way they're places. There's an actual road here ready for trucks to reverse and dump off rocks. However, these rocks are slightly rounded. Now that little plunge pool under there, that's an interesting one. Underneath where my finger is pointing on screen, I could sucker tube out of that. So just go up a little bit upstream. That's a nice little waterfall, good drop off. But again, look at all the rocks, they're jagged. That looks like either hard pack or bedrock. There's nowhere for gravel to stop. So I'm gonna knock out the camera and I'll go see what else I can find. Okay, I've come upstream about 20 meters. Oh, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. It's starting to mineralize. I mean, yes, it's mostly granite. Got more potential mineralization here. Little boardwalk for getting across. Oh, happy days. I'm getting my wellies on and I'm gonna work in there. Okay, so I made it down the river. I'm shouting because of the noise of the water. So I've got a little shovel, sucker tube, a pan. I don't have a classifier. I have a bottle of drink there, keep my energy levels up. And this is the river. You can see where we've got a lovely section of iron. So I'm still recovering from a hand injury, so I won't be moving any giant boulders today. You can see you got a wall of bedrock there. No gold is going to get caught in that. Look how smooth it is. See we have these little crevices along here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape that out with the shovel, get a bit deeper, and then use the sucker tube to draw material in. Anyway, hopefully there's good gold here. I'll tell you in a second. Okay, so first test pad, we're on the gold! Woohoo! Now it's not a whole lot of gold. There's an acre of black sand. There's only one place I've found black sand before, and it's well over 100 miles from here. Yeah, I don't think we're giving away much more details about this location. First test pan area I done. You wouldn't even see the gold in the pan. I can barely see it. It's very, very small. But I'll flip this around and I'll show you where I got it from. All right, so this is the boulder that I got it out of. I cleared this section out purely so I could just sit down and pan. Scraped out of here with a baby shovel just to make a section so I could pan into. I said, look, while I'm there, and I want the hole deeper, stack the pan over there, got a quick sample, and got gold. I'm not even going to bother showing you. It's absolutely microscopic. But having said that, we got gold out of there, which is fantastic. And if you look, it makes sense. Look, see where all the rocks are piling up. And if all these rocks piled up right up against the bedrock. So you probably do your best to pull these rocks back with a rake, which I don't have. This is a big pile of, look, an actual outcrop of bedrock that's bubbled up from a hydrothermic vent. I'm going to try here next. And again, I'll go over and sit down and pan it. But absolutely delighted. First test pan, and I'm on the gold. All right, so just give you a quick update on things. So we had pan number 1, gold, buckets of black sand. Pan number 2, clay, good bit of black sand, no gold. Pan number 3, that little chamber there, good bit of black sand, absolutely no gold. So this is one of the things I teach in the classes. I'll give you a brief lesson on here. Your natural approach will be, let's go across the river. Well, look, rapid water here, rapid water there. I'd say more than likely, I'd say what's happening is the gold is coming down, hits this point, gets shot on downriver. Anything that's left over, when the floods come, wash it over that way. So, where are we going to dig? Well, the logical approach is, look how fast it is here. You're not going to get gold out of there. Gold comes down the valley, races on through, gets into the sponge pool, comes here, highway. The fast lane, as they say. The next one I'm going to dig is right here. That's what I'm going to do. Test pan number 4. I'm just going to keep digging till my arms fall off. I want to find enough gold that justifies me coming all the way back here with everything. Can you imagine I parked a full cell dream mat with a screen deck, park the dream mat there, know the gold comes from here, just shovel, 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 shovel. That's a great idea. But what do you have to do first? You have to find the gold. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll take a sample from over there. Ooh, yeah, embedded round rock. Yeah, definitely. Go with that one first. See how we get on. Right, just going to give a quick shot of the material that I pulled out. You can see where there's lots of iron there. And lots of hydrothermic granite. Hydrothermic stuff, this stuff right here, that's what I'm really interested in. I am a human being and have to accept I do have a limitation, so I'd like to take a wander upstream. That's where the sample from there. Look, see the big round boulder? Just trying to come through there. A bit tricky. I don't have gloves on me and I can see that water is turning yellow. So I'm hoping that's natural mineralization and not something else. I give this last pan a shot, have a quick break, figure out what I'm doing. I'd like to keep going till the sun sets, but realistically, I know that's not possible. Plus, my drive home is, well, I won't say how much, but it's in excess of an hour, I'll put it that way. Anyway, right, I'm going to crack on with this and see you in a few minutes when we have this pan done. All right, so pan number 4 was a complete bust, but there was an acre of black sand. So I thought, right, see where this big mound of hydrothermic conglomerate, whatever you want to call it, from the very core of the earth, and I thought, oh, that's gonna be great. Nothing, not even a speck of gravel. Then it's scooping there, all big rocks. The amount of heavies was the equivalent to the tip of a teaspoon. One piece of gold here, nothing from over there, and nothing from there. Now, if I had my bigger rake and my bigger shovel and my better hands, what I would do is, I would open up this section here. What I would do is, I would basically pull these rocks back to here to form a cordon, so it's a nice calm section. Circuit tube out of here, do a bit of panning. Once you find some nice gold, set up a sluice. So if you had one of the small Callies or any small 6-inch sluice box, just park her pretty much there and she'll run away fine. Okay, so just got back on the main trail, walked upstream a little bit. I ain't doing more today, I'm absolutely shattered. I only wish it had more energy. I have plenty of time. I just don't have any more energy. All I have in the car is chocolate and that's not going to give me the energy I need. If anyone knows this location and knows where I am, I highly recommend walk upstream, find the big tree stump, see all these rapid sections, go to the quiet spot. I'm going back to the car, have a nice long nap and then a very long drive home.